Welcome, another episode. Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights, here with Cklay Luraschi. Do you go by Luraschi or Luraschi? Is it like Vic Raschi?
These days I'm going by Luraschi. It's difficult. It's an Italian last name, so the SCHI is actually pronounced
like a
ski.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I just called you Cklay for all these years, and we go back a long time.
Yeah.
First, let me thank our sponsors, Clay's with Topps. So we'll talk about Topps today, obviously, but also I've got Panini and Upper Deck. Those are also legitimate and strong companies too, but Topps was my first for sure. Also Heritage Auctions, Huggins & Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, Beckett Media, and ComC.com. So thank you, sponsors, and a thank you especially Topps. Cklay and I are here at the Million Card Rip Party, which is happening here at the AT&T Stadium that I've been to for football, but I've never been for a million cards being ripped out of packs, which it started a little while ago, and there are probably only 100,000 cards into it right now. They're going to go till 1 o'clock tonight. So welcome, Cklay. We've been friends for a long time. You've been in the industry for a long time. So let's just have a little conversation about how this event came about, as well as how you got into this industry and what you'd like to share with our listeners.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, it's crazy because I would be in high school reading Beckett magazine, and I would always read your opening. And I was like, how is he a doctor? Is he really like a doctor of trading cards? Because if he's a doctor of trading cards, that's what I want to be.
Okay.
Well,
you're a doctor of PR. You were. And so I think there's one thing that's kind of fun in the industry is that when people get into the industry, they bring all of their fandom and they bring all of their other skills and abilities. And so you came up. Aren't you a classically trained PR guy?
Yeah.
Okay, but then now you're in brand development.
Yeah, it's product development.
But you love the hobby, but you also have skills.
Yeah. So I was. Well, thank you for saying that. My background was public relations.
Right.
I actually started in film PR.
Really?
In Hollywood. That's where I made my start. And I helped launch Netflix. That was one of my accounts in the early days. And so anything that had to do with film, that's what I did.
I want to thank you for Netflix. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't launch the concept. I just helped do the PR for it. But I realized, Hollywood, and that wasn't my thing. Came out east, found a great little marketing company called the National Media Group. And they were a client of Fleer.
Yes.
And first day of work, someone hands me a box of trading cards and goes, do you know anything about this? And I go, I tried to play it off. I didn't want to look too excited. They're like, have you ever read Beckett? And I was like, trying to play it off because I don't want to look too excited. And I'm sitting there going, oh, yes.
And they're going to pay me for this.
Right,
That's good.
right. So I worked on the Fleer account and then essentially went in-house to Fleer and then ended up at Topps in New York City, which is where I was living at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our mutual friend, Grant Sandground,
Yeah.
that I know when he worked for me, he's with Upper Deck now, but he was a broadcast film major.
Right.
That one at Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting, both of you guys had that, shared that as well as your love of sushi.
Yeah. No, Grant's a good guy. Very, very creative.
And a competitor now of yours.
Yep.
But again, the way the industry is structured, it's your competitors in a sense, but in another sense, he's got his work to do with hockey and the other things they cover mostly. And you guys have your hands full with baseball, though you'd probably like to have more going on. But this is baseball is awful big.
Yeah.
And by judging by today, there's a lot of positive action.
No, this is great, and I think this is just the beginning of something that can be bigger. 6 months
Bigger
ago,
in what way?
Well, 6 months ago, we said, hey, how can we make the launch of Series 1 like really, really important, really epic, and draw a lot of eyeballs to it? And we said, we got to create an event.
Okay.
And we came up with this. But the mechanics of opening up packs in which the speed you do it, in which the excitement it creates, I think it opens up a lot of doors to other, and this is, this might be my entertainment side talking, but other forms of entertainment. Because people love watching this, as they're all doing right now while it's being streamed.
You mean like y'all have a very substantial entertainment card portfolio,
Right?
And so you're thinking about maybe adapting some of these.
I'm thinking of the way it's broadcasted, and the way people stream, and the way
integrating
people,
the social media,
the way
and
people
everything.
share, their imagery and stuff like that. It's great content, and we're living in the age of who has
and it's
the
like
best.
a reality show,
Right?
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen, and we're living in this age of content is king, which is it always has been, but it's even more so because everyone's sharing it, and Topps has amazing content.
But it's not just the content; it's the interaction with the content that you've brought in, because the content can be two-dimensional.
Right.
And you bring it to life.
Right.
That's good.
Right.
Pete Alonso's here.
Pete Alonso's here.
Yeah.
We've worked with him for a bit now, and he's a great guy. So he's perfect for this event.
Yeah. Well, okay. So when you were working for Fleer, and then you were working for Tops,
Right.
did you notice some differences there? I mean, Fleer at one time was flying really high, and they had some ups and downs.
Right.
Trying to figure out when you were helping them in those days.
Right.
But then Tops, do you feel like, I mean, Fleer's no more, so I guess you would feel Fleer, Tops is a promotion.
Right.
But Tops doing a lot of things right. Fleer was doing a lot of things right. But any differences you've seen that are some of Tops' secret of success, that not just the longevity, but they've had a commitment to the industry for a long time?
They've always been a very stand-up company.
Yeah.
You know, I think they've always had this sense of responsibility because they are the oldest, collectibles company. They are an American icon. It is a name that's intertwined with the game of baseball.
Right.
So they've always been very, conscious of the way they position themselves as a company. Right. And that, and a lot of companies are like that. It's in New York City. So the first day I walked into the work, I was just like, whoa, this is, people wearing shirt and ties. And like, this is when I always dreamt of what it would be like to work in a New York company.
Yeah.
This is what it felt like.
Yeah. No, it's, Cy Berger, I'm going to do a tribute episode to Cy eventually. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to, whether I want to do that by myself or whether I want to bring somebody else in. But again, he set the tone in some sense, at least with the players, and to kind of be in the public face before, probably mostly before you were there, although I'm sure you had some overlap.
Yeah, no, I had
but a really nice man.
I had some great times with Cy.
Yeah,
he
had that same sense of responsibility. This was his baby from back in '52. He loved to tell the stories,
and it's crazy.
And that's what PR is about: telling stories.
Yep. And you see some of the older players now, and they all have stories about Cy.
Yeah.
Like if we can if I could leave my job 5% of what he did, 5% of what he was, I would be completely blessed and excited. So he was an amazing guy, and I was lucky to spend a lot of time with him. Before he fully retired and left us, but he was a great guy.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your current title now?
I am technically the global vice president of product development.
Okay.
So
do you have brand managers under you? Or
yeah. So I have.
You're helping to develop each of the brands.
Yeah.
And the global is intentional because it's becoming more and more global.
And we also have a huge business outside of the United States.
Yeah.
That include soccer cards.
Absolutely.
So I not only work with our North American team in producing our baseball products, but also our European team in producing our soccer/football products.
What about some of the entertainment and other things? Are those very internationalized as well?
Yes.
Translated or just distributed?
Yeah, some translated for local languages, but yeah, WWE is global, Star Wars is global, even some of our own IPs like Garbage Pail Kids is global.
Are you, what about the digital products? Are they under you as well, or is that more of a separate thing?
I have e-commerce. The e-commerce team is under me, and we do a lot of print-on-demand products.
Well, that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
That's really exciting. That's taken off in a big way the last couple of years.
That adds a dynamic element, and I think what is the expression "What have you done lately?" in the industry used to mean "What did you do last year?"
Right.
But what have you done lately now means what did you do lately, yesterday, or earlier today?
Right.
You've got to keep a constant buzz going, and you guys are doing that.
People's memories are short.
Very short.
Today, and you need to constantly one-up yourself. But at the same time, you have to keep in mind all the different channels that you're serving, right? You have to, you're crazy if you're not involved in e-commerce, but at the same time, you have a network of hobby shops.
Right.
You have the Targets and the Walmarts of the world. So you got to keep everything balanced and happy. And everyone happy, and that's tough to do sometimes.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's impossible at times, but the situation now, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I'm wrong, times are really good now. So if somebody's unhappy now, it must just be because they're having a good deal and they're worried somebody else is getting a slightly better deal.
Right. Yeah.
Because times are good.
We're experiencing some massive growth.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, you've been around this business a long time. I haven't seen anything like this since I've been working in the industry, and I've been in it 22 years. I saw this when I was collecting.
Yeah.
And it's great to see. But it's a different world, and I think a lot of things are attributing to it. I think the internet is attributing it. It's creating liquidity. When I was growing up, I had to go to the National or the big show in San Francisco to make a trade. Now I can make that trade on my phone instantaneously. So it brings a really great community together in real time. It allows for everyone to share.
Right. People can be together in real life or virtual. And so there's a real sense of, I've mentioned that back when I was a kid, it was a solitary hobby. I mean, you'd collect a little bit with your buddies. You'd go down to the corner grocery store and pick up some packs and see what you got. But mostly you were kind of on your own. And now it can be huge. Right. It can be huge. And there's a lot of bragging rights for this is what I got, and I can show you right now and put it out there.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of the breaking is
about. The dynamic element is really exciting.
Right. No, it is a look what I have kind of mentality. It's always been like that with trading cards, right? Like whether you're on the street corner in front of a corner store.
It's just gotten amped up. I mean, the delivery. If somebody wanted to get cards, if somebody wanted to open up a hobby shop, how tough is that for them to get product from you? Are you a little bit of wait and see for somebody to set up a wholesale account with y'all?
Yeah, I mean, we have your hobby stores, and then we have your MVP stores. Yeah. But to set up a store, to get an account, it's tough. I mean, just because there's only so much product that we can actually make.
So I'm being sympathetic. I'm just trying to figure out that there are people there are shops opening now.
Yeah.
And they do have avenues to get cards through distributors, and of which there are many excellent ones. And then at some point they apply to Topps, I guess, and see if they can get their own allocation.
Right. And we've seen applications up like crazy. Yeah. Like we've never seen them in the last 20 years. So it's a good thing. The tough thing is it's like, okay, how many stores can we actually service?
Yeah. Well, you're limited by the number of by the products that you have. There's players are in the game in order to play baseball, not just to sign autographs. Which, again, I don't know that I'm going to do a show about this, but I'm not a big celebrity, but I do occasionally get asked to sign autographs. And, if I sign one autograph here and one autograph there, that's fine.
Right.
But these players get a stack of hundreds.
Right.
And I can just tell you, it isn't fun. It isn't fun. And if I I would be first autograph free, second autograph, third autograph free. Somebody asked me to sign 500 autographs. Yeah, I think I'd be charging them because I'd have to go to a hand doctor afterwards to massage the hand cramps because it's. But you're talking about hundreds of autographs.
Are you still signing that 1956?
I am.
Card?
I am. Thank you for that. My fan favorite. I don't know how many fans I was favorite of. One of my we're out of time, so I'm going to tell one last story and I'll give you one last word. But I did get that card in the mail from somebody, and they said, "Will you please sign my card?" I regret, I'm just a young person, so I just regret that I'm not old enough to have seen you play. I thought, well, okay, I'll sign it anyway. Your favorite center fielder. Right. Anyway, Clay, thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure.
We'll keep up the good work. This might be a fun thing. I don't know this is always going to be in the AT&T Stadium in our backyard, but this is a cool concept to get a bunch of quality breakers showing the rest of the world what it's like to open up Topps Series 1. So,
and thank you for being the first one.
Welcome to the new decade, too.
Thank you.
Thanks, listeners. Be back tomorrow again with another episode.